In the last video, we rebuilt the engine of my Honda CX500 CAFE RACER. After a long 2 weeks working on this bike, we put the engine back together and it started. And I thought the hard part is finally over. But as you will find out in this video, it was sadly just the beginning. Enjoy watching. Good morning and welcome in a new video. And what's happening is Marek and Boogie, they flew to Scotland to buy Boogie's car. Boogie bought a Nissan 350Z in Scotland and they're gonna be driving this car from Scotland to Poland. So pretty similar what we did with my 86. And I'm back here in the garage with the bike. If you watched the last video, you know that the bike started. The engine seems to be working fine, but it has a couple of flaws and issues that needs to be fixed and dealt with before considering this bike as finished working bike. Earlier today I did a bit of list of the things that needs to be done. The list is a bit long, but some of these stuff are smaller, some of the stuff are the bigger things, and we're gonna start with the biggest thing of it all, and it's this one: painting a fuel tank and a cowl. So basically at the moment, as you can see off camera, I was getting rid of an old paint that was on the tank. Basically what was done to the tank before was the metal was grinded and it was covered with a clear coat. Firstly, the same we wanted to do with the rear cowl just to match the tank, but what I noticed is the clear coat on the tank probably was done some time ago and it went a bit yellow. It had a bit of yellow shade. So if we would do the same to the cowl, you would see the difference between the cowl and the fuel tank, and it wouldn't look nice. So I decided I'm gonna paint it instead. I started to get rid of the paint from the tank, but it's not properly done yet. There is some places around the corners where I still need to just sand down the old paint. And then what I'm gonna do today is prime it and put some body filler to make it nice and smooth, because this is an old bike and it has some dents and it's not really super even, and if I'm gonna paint it, it's good to make it even. So yeah, let's take the tank out and make it nice and smooth. Okay, what I did is I put the epoxy primer on all the elements, so the fuel tank and the rear cowl, and I needed it to see clearly where do we have any flaws that needs to be fixed with like a body filler. Something like this here, you can probably see there is a dent in it and there's a couple more dents around. So now I'm warming up the place so it dries easily, and then I'm gonna proceed with a bit of body filler, not too much, it doesn't need too much, to be honest, just to smooth this thing out, smooth this thing out. There's one here, if you can see, and just put a bit here on the cowl itself just to be nice and smooth. And then tomorrow I'll go buy paint and paint it with silver. I think silver, nice shiny, would fit nicely. Okay, this doesn't look too promising yet. It looks a bit messy, but trust the process. 85% of this bondo would be sanded down. Only one very thin layer would stay on the piece, and it will be the layer that makes everything smooth. At least this is what I hope I'll achieve. And now I need to wait until it gets dry and I'll start sanding it. Hopefully I won't spend whole night sanding it. Hopefully it will be an hour, but let's see how it goes. Okay, it's almost 11 p.m. It got late, but I'm getting there. I'm almost there, to be honest. The tank is ready, everything is nice and smooth, ready to be primered again and painted. And the rear cowl, I was a bit scared of this one because it's a bit complex shape, but actually it's looking super nice. This is the last layer of the body filler, the layer that's gonna connect the cowl with the actual hoop. I'm happy. Little progress, but progress is a progress. Good morning, new day, new morning, and I'm gonna start with prepping the parts for the actual painting. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the control powder and then I'm gonna sand it down with the 500 grit sandpaper, and then it should be ready for the base color. Let's go.
Not sad again. Are you squash gang?
Okay, and this is the final effect of how the cowl is looking. Super nice. I'm very happy with the outcome. This and the tank also with the emblems. The way it looks is super nice. It's gonna refresh the whole bike by a lot, and I'm happy I managed to do that. Now on to the next mission, and this one is a bit sketchy. That's why I want to do it first. Basically, oh, is it raining? Basically, when we started the bike last time, what I noticed was a bit of a leak of a coolant. Bit of a leak of coolant from the engine, exactly from from here. This is the cover for the water pump. And I know exactly why it's leaking. Because we didn't change the seal that was on the cover. I ordered some seals, but I didn't order this one, and the one that was there wasn't looking too bad, but it's leaking. So we need to replace it with a new one. I've ordered a new one. It arrived today morning, and what I'm gonna do now is disconnect the carbs and try to get to that cover, unbolt it and try to replace that gasket. And also there is a little bit of oil leak from kind of there as well. I'm not really sure from where. It looks like the oil and coolant are coming from similar spot. So to get there, let's get out the carbs and see what's there. I think I'm gonna work here because this room is nice and very bright. So let's do it here. Okay, what I did is I changed the gasket in the water pump cover. I'm gonna put it back now. I also cleaned around so the gasket sit nicely. I cleaned around here as well so there was no pieces of the old gasket or any debris. And also I found the oil leak. The oil was leaking from that bolt. This is the chain tensioner bolt that probably has a broken O-ring. But to replace the O-ring so it doesn't leak, I would need to take out the whole engine and take out the rear cover. And I really don't want to do that, so I just put a little bit of silicone around that bolt, and I think that's gonna resolve the issue, and now it shouldn't leak any oil. Let's put this one back now, and then let's put the carburetors back on, and then let's go back to the list and see what I need to do next. Okay, going back to the list, let's cross a couple things that I've done over the past 2 days. So, firstly, paint the fuel tank and a cowl. Boom. Change water pump gasket. Boom. Fix and find oil leak. Change pipe, FICA. I'm still waiting for delivery for that, so it's ordered. Fix front left blinker, we're doing it now with Andrew. Mount taillight with foam, that later. Change and fix speedo, that's replaced. Install VIN plate, that's back on the bike because the VIN plate was on the piece of frame that we cut out a couple weeks ago. Get mufflers, I'm still thinking about this one. New seat, later. And set the valve gaps because it makes noises. I need Adam for that because he has a tool to do that. But overall, that doesn't look too bad for, well, 3 days, but 2 of those days I was just painting a gas tank. That's not bad. Oh man, this thing is looking so good. Oh my days, like it's not 100% finished yet. There's still a couple things that I need to fix, but man, the look of the bike with the rear frame painted and everything, wow, look at that. That's so fire. So tomorrow morning I will take this thing out and I'll try to film some driving. Finally, there's one thing missing. I ordered this cable that goes to the coil because this one is broken inside, and when the bike gets warm it's misfiring and the engine is not working right on the left hand side. But I still will try to just go here, maybe on a petrol station, maybe somewhere nice road. It's very beautiful outside now because of the autumn. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Take a first spin, first proper ride. Hopefully I can do some driving before the ignition problem and misfiring, but let's see tomorrow. And next morning was when everything fucked up. I'm coming to the garage and the plan is simple. The bike looks beautiful and it finally works. Let's finally take it for a ride, after so many weeks of it being broken. Both are dry, and after trying to start it for so long, they should be fully wet. So that means maybe there is no fuel? For me it seems like the jet inside the carburetor is clogged, is stuck with some dirt, and that's why it doesn't get any fuel. Would that make sense? That would make sense, huh? Shit situation though. I have a feeling I won't drive this bike today. Okay, arrived here in the morning with desire to ride the bike for the first time properly. But what I need to do seems like I need to take out the carbs and see the condition inside, because the bike doesn't get any fuel. Let's find out how inside of the carbs look. Okay, I might talking no sense because last time I was doing carburetors was probably in like middle school when we were working on a 50cc mopeds. But this is the bottom of the carburetor where the fuel is, and as you can see it's pretty dirty. There is a lot of dirt in it. So all this dirt from here, it goes unfiltered to the engine, and all that mess, it's gonna go through very tiny jet that is on the bottom of the carburetor here. See that jet? It's super tiny, and every little dirt will be clogging it, will make the jet just stuck and won't pass any fuel through it. So I hope that is the issue. So what I need to do now is clean the carburetors inside, clean the jet on both sides, and see if this resolves the problem. And I think I need to clean my tank more because there's still some shit in it. Or I could actually, you know what I can do? I can actually run another fuel filter, like extra fuel filter, on the way from the tank to the carb. I'll do that. I'll go tomorrow to the shop and I'll buy like a little fuel filter extra. But also what I will do today is try to clean the carbs, clean the jets. Let's see how the jet's looking. So I blew the jets on both carbs with compressed air and I put them all back with hope that this was my issue. Sometimes I feel I should have bought just a normal, new, modern bike that would just work. But no. Need to buy some. Same with cars, to be honest. I was trying everything. A starting spray. Why you don't work? Checking the spark plugs again. Spark's fine. Okay, what I notice now also is, look what's happening with the cable here when I crank. So this whole cable and this whole piece needs to be replaced before I'll try to start this bike again. So the plan was to put this video out today, take it for a ride, take some nice pictures and videos and stuff, but I won't do that because I want this bike to work before that video ends. So no video today, Sunday. Hopefully by the next Sunday we'll fix it and ride it. For now, I'm a bit sad, but it is what it is. Old bikes.
KTM, direct injection, no fucking carburetor.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, carburetors. Should have bought a new bike.
Not working, yeah?
Not working.
Carburetor. Not working?
Carburetor.
Carburetor. Mine works all the time. Kurwa, direct injection.
So the plan was simple. Change the ignition cable, the one that was sparking outside, and then that was probably my issue, right? We replaced the cable next day and guess what? It's still nothing. I was very upset and disappointed at this point, so I didn't even continue filming that. There was one more measurement I was about to check. I was really hoping that was not it, but I had to check it. Marek had the camera in a garage and, well, this is the footage from that moment.
Też nie, bo to nie masz przepustnica, tylko tu jest...
Sam? Can you explain what you're doing?
Zaraz ci powiem.
My mierzymy koła czy silnik?
2,37. To czyli wiadomo czemu nie działa. Nie?
5, no.
Też nie za dużo, ale...
5 is not very much.
Lepiej niż prądujcie.
Ale tu
Nothing.
nic, no.
Pokaż.
Już coś odwaliło. Ale jak sobie myślę, że on...
Znowu to wszystko wyciągać.
Okay, so the problem is as follows. Sam had to rebuild the engine on a bike. They rebuilt it, and now it doesn't start anymore and it doesn't have compression.
It felt really bad. I was totally not in the mood of filming anything anymore with this bike, so me and Adam took the engine off the bike again and disassembled everything. We found out that the timing gear bolt snapped and there are metal pieces in the whole engine again. Rod bearings and crankshaft that I literally bought last week. Everything is broken. Back to square one, I guess. We are probably 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks after we rebuilt the engine and engine's in pieces again. But I'll show you something. So that moment, maybe that was a week ago when, you know, we found out the engine doesn't have a compression. I kind of lost motivation and I lost my old drive that was raising in me towards motorbike since I bought that CX500 and since, you know, initially I rode it. And the worst thing is, at the very point that I was getting into this new thing, this new adventure, the new hobby, I was watching a lot of videos, I was reading a lot, I was trying to educate about the bikes and everything. I really had the desire to ride, and all I did was just keep rebuilding the same flipping bike that I bought and it doesn't really work and it's broken second time. So in the heat of the moment when I found out the engine's broken, I was thinking, just screw this bike. I don't want to keep spending time on rebuilding it, I want to ride. So I bought another bike. And since then, since the point I bought another bike that works and I can ride it, the whole pressure and the whole frustration about the whole motorbike thing kind of went away. Now I don't need to rush with rebuilding CX500 because obviously it's not like this is my only bike and I need to ride something or whatever. I won't, rather than need. But I have this little cute scrambler now, which was quite cheap and it's, I don't know, it's just ridiculous bike. And I can enjoy this thing without, you know, being annoyed because this thing just works. I don't want to say too much details about it, it's just a bike, you know, it's just a piece, but you can see that I'm having fun in this thing because it's, well, it's looking like this, and it was nice and shiny when I bought it, but man, this bike gives me so much joy. And I'm happy. And that's it, that's the end of the story, the end of the video. We actually filmed a bit of a video with Bozo. I took the little scrambler, Bozo took his bike, and we went for like a little adventure. We posted the whole thing on a second channel on NIGHTRIDE. I'll just include some cool clips from this video. If you want to watch the whole video, watch that video there on the NIGHTRIDE channel. And yeah, I guess this is it for now. Bittersweet, but this is how the life goes sometimes. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.